Good evening. Is I unlucky man here? No, seriously, what a fucking month for me. Like, I think GDQ was like the highest point of the whole month so far. I've had pretty not successful week last week trying to get streams off the ground. The only stream that we did get off the ground was the SMT if stream, and we finished if, so I mean that's pretty good. But the morning after, I got a call from my mom. Well, multiple calls from my mom at 4:30 in the morning. This is a bit concerning because she normally doesn't call me that early in the morning, and she doesn't really repeatedly call me like that. And my phone was in sleep mode, so I didn't see it. And yeah, it looks like my dad's mom died on Sunday in the morning hours. So really fucking unlucky. I've had 2 relatives die within the time span of a year. And this week is going to be well, let's talk about the unluckiness of just the timing of this death. So usually funerals are about 4 days afterwards, right? The funeral date, coincidentally, is also the 1-year anniversary of my grandfather passing away. So I get to grieve for 2 people on one day. Isn't that fun? That's not fun at all. That's fucking... So yeah, I'm on bereavement leave as of this evening. I will be on that until the 2nd. I only put in for 10 days. I think I had up to 14, but I only put in 10. And in terms of the stream, this shouldn't affect anything considerably, because the visitation and the funeral are both the same day, this Thursday. So I will say that Wednesday's stream will probably start a little bit earlier and end a bit early, because I will have to be up at about 6 a.m. to go get ready, drive down home for the funeral. And I'll be back up before the end of the day. I'm just gonna spend a couple hours with my dad and my sister. Probably see my mom there as well. And then Friday should be back to the normal stuff, hopefully. This is a rather busy week as well. We do have speedrun request on Saturday, which, by the way, I would advise, if you would like to lock in your runs for that, have them in by I would say by the time we do Majin Tensei 2 on stream Friday. Speaking of Majin Tensei, I put a little preview video on Blue Sky coming up. Other than the text that I, put in for stuff like that, all the assets in the video are for stuff from the game itself. I really wanted to do something where it's, well, kind of move forward with stuff like this, where all the assets for the promo videos are things that are in the game itself. In this particular instance, other than the music, all the stuff's from the opening sequence of the game, which you'll see the full proper thing on Friday when I actually boot the game up properly. So yeah, this is a weird fucking week for me. Again, I wasn't expecting to have to do another funeral within a year, but shit happens, And I quite literally don't know what to say after that. But yeah, we're gonna be doing a recreation of said promo video. And by that, I mean I have completely taken the timeline. I made a copy, obviously, but I wiped the timeline, and we're just gonna recreate the video from scratch from the assets that I recorded earlier. And yeah, we should be able to get to it pretty well. I'm just doing one quick thing for a moment. Do hope everyone's having a good evening. I see Thrin and Matrix in chat. Hello, Matrix. And hello, Thrin. Yeah, it's gonna be a rather interesting week for me. Tomorrow, I do have some stuff coming in the mail tomorrow. I have that M515 coming in tomorrow. I would like to try to experiment with using that during... well, the plan was I was going to experiment using that during my work week this week to see if the color display maybe helps a little bit. And also 16 megs of onboard storage. Because the M500 that I'm holding in my hand, assume I'm holding it in my hand, it has only 8. Yeah, only 8. And sorry. It's just today's been very hard for me, you know? It's been hard to concentrate. It's been hard to, like, really focus in on stuff. I don't know, does something break? I think something did. This does not surprise me. I'm gonna have to swap over to this for a second again. Oh, I know why it's doing that. It's because I didn't set things up properly. My lights are off. I think they turned off on their own. It would help if I planned these things out properly. This is why when I had the suggestion yesterday of just do whatever, I wanted to respond with that that's not really possible. Okay, so let's explain why there wasn't a stream yesterday. I have the PC engine. We did have the PC engine in the pre-intro, the cold open. This thing is so fucking fickle. It's so goddamn fickle when it comes to, like, doing anything with it, right? So if you want to have the controller to actually, I don't know, work, you have to have the cable basically straight forward out of the console. If it is at an angle, like a horizontal angle at any capacity, it will not read properly. So, yeah, I couldn't get a stream out in the time frame that I wanted because I wanted to spend a decent amount of time yesterday working on stuff. And since I had dedicated so much fucking time into that, I didn't have time to actually plan a backup. And I need to point out, and some people may remember this, sometimes I would put out like a poll for, like, decide what we do on the stream, because I would hope that, you know, viewer requests, people will have like an idea. And then it seems to be a running fucking joke at this point, but it always ends up being a tie. And I'm fucking horrible when it comes to, like, breaking a tie, you know, because, like, I would want either of them. I can't choose for it, so I'd have to, like, single one person out in chat to pick. It's hard for me to, like, come up with a backup plan for streams on the fly, you know, because, well, number one, this setup is fucking terrible. This setup is fucking terrible. Like, here's something you don't get to see from me being CGI man. The fucking rat's nest of cables, of audio cables and video cables that are just falling down from the desk and in a little pile off to the side. There's no, you're gonna be like, well, why don't you cable manage? You can't cable manage this mess because I am constantly moving shit in and out. It is impossible to cable manage because everything seems to have its own unique fucking connector. I mean, the Nintendo consoles I own, at least for the most part, have similar cable setups. You know, they got the little connector. Even the Famicom uses the same connector. So like the Nintendo consoles, that's fine. But everything else, hellscape. And I have to have like certain HDMI cables of a certain length. Like for instance, this TurboGrafx 16 Mini is not sitting where the PS5 is. It has to be where the Super Nintendo is when I swap out the Super Nintendo. I have my MacBook sitting on top of a 2 VHS set of Great Britain. Why do I have it like that? But my MacBook's sitting on a stand for that, so when I'm editing videos on that, because that is my main video editor machine, I do sometimes stuff on the Linux machine, as we're going to be doing tonight. But I don't have another separate drive, and with the prices of flash storage going up, I need another 2 terabyte NVMe to kind of make up for the fact that I'm using the current one for the MacBook. And yeah, though, don't get me started with the fucking PC, Japanese home computers with their fucking 25 pin. So anyway, this stream's a mess. And yeah, the stream's a mess. Anyway, I'm about done with the thing that I was doing before. It's just gonna take a moment, quick moment, and then we'll get to editing a video that I've already edited today. Yeah, I edited that all today. What else is there? Oh yeah, there's this. And there's this. Also, hello, me, Frinthia. I hope you're having a good evening. I don't know if you saw the ending to If. The ending of Tamaki Uchida's worst week of her life until a few games from now, where we experience her second worst week of her life. And then a couple more games after that, which we get to watch her third worst week of her life. Twice. Well, third and fourth. It's wild to think that we have one character showing up in 4 different games. One specific character showing up in 4 games. As a character, not just like some cameo appearances like a boss or something. Just as a character. Those games being If, Persona 1, and both Persona 2 games. Have I mentioned how Tamaki's my favorite, like, female character so far? She can't catch a break, but she perseveres. Alright, so I have posted the things, and now it is time for us to do the things that we must now do today. And what is that thing? It's time to edit a video. Alright, so here's my DaVinci Resolve canvas here. I'm running this in CachyOS, which is an Arch-based distribution, primarily for gaming, but I just wanted an Arch-based distro on here that wasn't just straight Arch. And yeah, we got DaVinci Resolve, and I have all the files that we're going to need for this little endeavor up at the top left. As you can see there, everything that is in the video that is not text that I manually added is stuff that is in the actual game itself. So the process is, I do own a physical copy of Majin Tensei 2 Spiral Nemesis. Unlike the first game, I don't actually own it in the box. I just own the loose cart. But I have a ROM image from that cart, and I put it through BizHawk, and I got rid of like certain things because I think BeastNS you can't actually set up on Linux easily. I know I tried and had a bit of issues. Also, BizHawk doesn't actually load menus properly for me. I don't get it. What the fuck is this thing doing here? Hold on, I gotta get rid of this again. Thank you. I don't know why this thing keeps appearing. I had to get the Toledo scissors last time. Got my finger with it. Oof. But yeah. So I had to go through and record multiple instances. There's a Flirty that I had to take a screenshot of. Yeah, right. Not that one. This is, I think... Yeah, this is the Flirty that I had to get a capture of. And then we have the title sequence right here. And then we have the cityscape that we have in the background. And then I had to really choose between 4 pieces of music, 3 of which are from the original Majin Tensei, and then there's one that is from this game specifically. I was really thinking about Devil Dance, right? So this is Devil Dance from the first game. Or was it Hidehito Aoki is the composer of the soundtrack. Rest in peace, by the way. Died in 2002. They're most known for Majin Tensei 1, Majin Tensei 2, and the original Persona. They're one of the 4 composers for that game. I'll say this. Say what you will about Persona. That first game's soundtrack is a fucking slap fest. There's a reason why I'm doing the PS1 version over the PSP version. That soundtrack is a fucking slap fest. And there is also Tsukasa Masako tracks rearranged in it as well. Like the gym theme from SMT2. Anyway, but yeah, I was debating on like a piece of music to use for the thing, right? And Devil Dance is pretty good piece of music, you know? But I think it was a bit too jazzy for what I was thinking about. Also, the intro was a bit too short to set up, really. Still a good piece of music. And then there's, what is it, Flame Up Fragment? Which does have a decent little intro, but I think it was still a little bit too short for my taste. It's got the slap bass, though. Can't forget about the slap bass. I also like that snare drum. But again, a bit too short for what I wanted to do. And then there's also the overworld music from Majin Tensei. All 3 of these tracks do show up in the game. For Majin Tensei 2. I do need to stress that. But the one I decided to go with was AD 1995 Story, which is a very funny title for this track, considering that the game takes place in some areas 1996. You'll find out why I say that when we actually get to it. But yeah, this one had a very stark opening, right? And it does it twice, which is the important part. And what's kind of interesting right here, this is where, like, in the promo video, the logo starts to reveal itself. I did not time that, by the way. That was just serendipitous that actually happened. Actually, hold on. Let me disappear the screen for just a moment, because there is some stuff on here in terms of future content that I don't want you to see. Oh, My chat's gone. What the fuck? I can't. It's because I don't have it separate. I need to make it separate. I get to that at some point. I want to get the promo video just so you can see what we're trying to recreate here. So I need to go to my Gianto directory. And then I need to go to my render. And then we need to go to... What's funny is this was a draft that I actually posted as the ending one because people seem to have liked it very well. All right, anyway. Let's close that. All right, cool. So now I'm going to make this show back up. And this is the end result that we're trying to recreate. All right, here we go. So... yeah, this is what we're going to recreate on stream today. Also, I love the... I really like the choice of text I used. Although there will be one slight difference that I'm going to do in this version. So I found out that in the game, the word Friday is an acronym. And there's a hyphen between the fry and the day. So when we do this recreation, I'm actually going to make one little edit. Which is going to be, I'm going to make have the Fridays have the hyphen in the middle. As a little bit of a reference. I did that in the post on Blue Sky for it. But yeah, this is our reference point for what we're doing. So I guess we're gonna get going. Yeah. Actually, give me one more quick second. Gotta close two things. Okay, a third thing. All right. Sorry, a fourth thing as well. I have a terminal open. All right, here we go. All right, so we're gonna go into here and we're just gonna start by just plopping this one in because it has the cityscape that we need. There's the Atlas logo. That's supposed to be like the big reference point, but what I'm actually going to use as a reference point is trying to time up audio sequences. And I kind of should have used the fade in that this has as the fade in for the video. I don't know why I didn't do that. I did like an actual fade in with DaVinci. Whoop. Can we go back to the beginning? That was kind of the whole point. All right. And we're not having any music in the background because there's going to be music, audio playing from this. All right, cool. So this is where we want to start it. Right? And then we got to get immediately into the weeds. And I do mean immediately into the weeds. So we need to find the one with flirty in it. Well, actually, no, we're going to go over here. And we're just going to pick a point in time. Actually, I want to see how far in this the noise starts. About, what is it, minute and a half? A second and a half? Yeah, about a second and a half. So we're going to actually get rid of that clip. And then we're just going to cut as much of this as we can. Oh, you missed the boop, boop. Imagine that letting you know that there's a fire. Except it didn't sound like that. It quite literally sounded like a slide whistle. Like a higher pitch. And this only went off in certain rooms. You would think it would go off in every hotel room. Apparently not. Some people are just gonna burn. Should there be a real fire? One of those rooms was my room. On the very last run of the event. Alright, so this has certain sprites in it, so we're gonna cut over. And there's a particular waveform I'm looking for, and that's gonna be our little sync point. There's the Flurity. That is Flurity. Say hi to Flurity, everyone. Alright, this one. Alright, so we're gonna do about a second and a half. And then I'll do a 1/5 of a second fade in. And then I'm looking for... Once it cuts to black... I'm hitting down, that's why it keeps doing that. I'm using a Huntsman Mini, 56%, not 56, 65% keyboard, and it doesn't have a numpad or a actual arrow keys. You have to use function in order to do it. A bit annoying. Okay. I'm gonna click on this specifically. I'm gonna do Control B so I don't cut on this one. And then we're gonna boop, get that out of the way. Except this is just my reference point for when I do this. But I'm gonna keep this here for just a bit. Because now we have to actually bring this one back into play. The cityscape video. We have to add another video track in. Because now we have to take the audio clip from here. First, unlink this. Get rid of that. And then we have to match up this audio waveform with this one so that we can get the explosion to match up right. Is there a better way to do this? Probably. But this is the TVCR method. This lets you get to see a little bit of the method into the madness that is me editing a video. Now, this is a bit easier in scope than, say, Santa's Vacation or Ode to Zelda. Oh no. I should really do like a supporter specific like little stream at some point just to show them just like why those videos take as long as they do. I have a smaller video in the works at the moment. It's it's called an average Jisaken Necromancer session. A game of which I cannot actually read its original language, but there's a partial translation of it out. Which that translation also has a version that makes the game a lot easier. I got rid of the easy stuff. It is the normal difficulty, but with the translated text in it. So every time I defeat one enemy, I get 1 experience point. You've seen bits and pieces of that in the, Oh, no, that is it. Okay, hold on. All right, so now we're just going to match this up here. And then we're going to unlink this. And then cut. And then this top clip. Cool. All right, now that we've done this, this is the part that does the cool little doodad here, right? And then here is where we add the logo forming itself. So now we have to bring this bad boy in. And we're gonna actually do the keying in a second. It's just I wanted to get this set up properly before I do that. And even this audio channel is gonna get synced up with these other ones as well. It's just I need to get this done just right. Oh yeah, also yeah, check it up. And then it's okay. That's right. All over. I love the text in the intro for this game. All right, so here's that sync up point. Then we come back over here. We're going to line this up with those. Ba-bam. And then I can get rid of this. I know what you're going to say. There's a flurry here. Why aren't you using that as well? Because I didn't make this specific recording for that. I made it for the title specifically. Okay. Now I can hide this under here. And then we can focus on keying these out now. And get rid of... Oh, that's not good. Is it? No, that's not good. Oh, no, wait, that is fine. That's fine, that's fine. That's fine. Because now I can just go unlink this and then do this. And then we're going to Control B there. Get rid of that. All right. So this clip has a bit of a thing where we got to get rid of the new game continue and the Atlas logo. So we're just going to crop that out. Can be a little bit sloppy with this. Doesn't have to be perfect. We have a lot of space to work with. All right, so now we're going to key this out. Are we ready, everyone? Are we sitting comfortably? This is a... I just realized we're like halfway through finishing this already. All right, so let's go into here. We're not even like a full hour in, and I'm almost like recreated this. Maybe we could make one for like a prior game. Well, no, I don't have all the stuff ready for that, so that would be a bit of a terrible idea. We'll have to see. But I did want to do a little bit of a thing tonight. Anyway, here's the title sequence. We're gonna go into effects. Gonna add the 3D keyer. Let's plop that shit in. And then we're gonna sample our wares with the keying out the black here. And then ta-da! We have a pretty decent transparentness right there. Not gonna mess with the softness. Yeah, that's pretty good. We can actually move over to the next one, which is also keying out, you guessed it, the color black. And then we'll do it again. Well, actually, hold on. Is this the one I need to do it with? Yeah, that's fine. This is the one I do not do it with. So this one gets left alone. This one, though, we're gonna... Oop. Just gonna plop that shit in. Also, get rid of that. I do want to crank these up for all three of these. All right. So now that when we go back into here, right? Okay, I'm gonna get rid of that. I'm gonna get rid of that. Okay. I need to Control B specifically here. I'm gonna cut. Cool. Now the thing with Flirty here is they're pretty not in the frame. And in the original scene that I've taken this from, it's a bit of a crop, right? So you only see part of the cityscape, and it's very green and whatnot, and very letterbox fashion. So there's a bit of an issue with that, right? But that's okay. We have this little thing called zoom. There we go. Problem solved. Oh yeah, we should probably add this in. Hold on. I didn't actually play the whole thing for this. It's really good that I cut it out right when I did. Oh, let's go back over to here. Because this gets very jazzy, jazzy and funky very quick. But, yeah, here it is. Yeah, it just goes... I cut it out at just the right moment. I got the tone that I wanted and nothing more. Okay. try that again. Oh yeah, this is 2 decibels higher than the music. Just 2. That's fine. Does this do it just right? Yeah. And then we just cut it. Cut it right there. Oh, no, I gotta go one additional frame. There's that little tail right there. There we go. Oh, it's still there. Yeah, there we go. Just get rid of everything else because we don't need it. And that is more or less the 30. Oh, this is actually a bit shorter than the other one. But that's just because I haven't added a cut to black. So we just need to add. I have to be very careful with the effects I use because I know that even DaVinci Resolve has pushed in AI shit, and I do not want to use that shit. So I have to be very careful with what I'm selecting so I don't accidentally select that stuff. Let me go through the hassle of making this hard on myself. I want to have a bit of a fight with the thing when I'm editing the videos. Don't try to, oh, we're gonna make it easier for it. No, you're not. All right. I do like that. That's pretty good. I think the one thing, okay, so there's like 2 hangups I had with this, right? First off, okay, so you see how Flirty disappears? That's how it is in the actual original intro as well. So, like, I'm not doing anything weird by doing it like this. This is quite literally how the game has it. Maybe I could have, like, a Flirty. Do I even have enough frames to do that? Maybe? Now I'm thinking about how to improve this a little bit. Well, no, there's the Flirty from the earlier part that I could actually use. Except they don't look like that. Right? Okay, I have to explain what I'm talking about. All right, so we're just gonna come over here, right? And there's a Flirty right there. Except they don't move. They don't move. That's the problem. Oh no, they do move. The question is do I have enough of a time frame that I can like have them? Okay, I can actually do that. So yeah, I'm already figuring out how to improve this a little bit. Hindsight is 2020. Oh, nope. Okay, maybe I don't actually have enough time because the text kind of does. Let me see how this looks. If I was to like loop this multiple times, does this look right? No, it doesn't. If I want to do that, I need to seamlessly loop it. I think I'm like 1 frame short. Why's my phone? Okay. Just want to see if I can get it. You get what I mean, right? I wanna get it to where it actually looks like it's floating there, and there's not like a. It might not matter for like the length of time that we're gonna actually see it on the screen. All right, and then I can crop left, crop right. You know what? I think that's fine. And then I just need to like have it be the same height. Oh, I need to move this to a. What channel is it on? It's on the same one as the cityscape. I need to have it right here. And then just zoom it in. Okay, hold on. I need to actually reset that. No, not reset that, but reset that. And then. Does it look about the same position? I think it does. I think it does. All right, so now we can go in and key this. I like how this is just turned into, how can I make this a bit better than it was prior? And then we just fix the tolerances so we can get rid of the weirdness there. Get rid of that. We'll see how this looks right here. Oh, nope, it's still there. Hold on. .3D keyer, please. .3D keyer, yeah. Get rid of that. Chroma tolerance. You damn right. Yeah. Okay, so let's see how that looks in motion, right? It doesn't even like cover the screen. Oh, yeah. I forgot. There's like 1 frame. That's why it looks so goofy. I need to fix that. All right. So What do you think? Oh, by the way, first ad, probably the only ad break for the stream. I don't know. We'll have to see how things play out. But an ad break, the first one for the stream coming up in a moment. As a reminder, various mitigations get around the adding from twitch.tv, extensions, picture-in-picture, Streamlink stuff. But if you don't want to deal with that and you just want to watch this damn stream without any ads, maybe even get some bonus content as well in the Discord, including work in progress stuff like this. Early access to any videos I publish on YouTube. I have 3 in the works at the moment. And a bit more things. Yeah, definitely consider a sub to the Fine Quality live stream. If you don't care about the sub, as in like the ads, but you still want to get the benefits of the Discord, there's also a $5 coffee membership as well. And I will probably put whoever is a member of the coffee membership as on the video, the next one that comes out. So if for some reason you do put in a membership thing on there before I finish that video, you'll get listed in the credits for that video. But anyway, yeah, video here. I feel like there's like something I can do to improve this part. Maybe I could do like I had a thought. Right? So how this is the reason Flurry is green is because they're in like a scope and whatnot, like night vision and whatnot. Thank you for the 27-month primary sub, Mike McMahon. Hope you're doing well this evening. I don't know if the loud sounds actually happened or not. With my setup, it's hard to fucking tell. But I wonder if I could add like a maybe like color grade this, right? And then once it fades out, to maybe like here, right? Have this, and then this part we color grade. And then I want this to be kind of like this. Except I want the background. Okay, so I may have to actually add Ooh. That's not what I wanted, but okay, brain is thinking at the moment. I may actually key this one out. This is the shorter one, right? Okay, hold on. We're gonna have to see which one this is. Again, I find it really funny that we're like improving on this after I've already basically submitted a thing. But I think that's like the true TBCR thing. Nothing is really truly done. Everything is always technically in progress with TBCR things. Okay, this is definitely not the thing. I may have to go back and fix that. Oh no, that definitely is not the thing. I am gonna copy that though. If I can cut it. I'm gonna put it on this one. Oh no, it should have the night vision as oh no, it's listed right there. Okay. Actually, I'm gonna get rid of that for a bit. Let's go and go into here. We'll do night vision. Ah, that's why I didn't see it. That's why I didn't see it. All right. So we'll add 3D keyer in. And then pop. I feel very weird about this one considering that, you know, there's a bit of a method to the madness. There's keying in this. As far as I'm aware, there's keying in this. So I need to add a very... Yeah, I need to add that green. That green. So we need to go into the clip view real quick. And then I actually have a utility for... Where is it? It's... I just saw it. Graphics. GPick. Oh, no, 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 no. I need to go into graphics and I scroll down. X color. That's what I need. So now I can go into here. Right? And then I can go here and I can take solid color. And this is where we find out whether or not this is actually keyed out or not. No, it is. Cool. So now we take the night vision. Hmm. Okay, I won't be able to do that. I need to do this a little bit differently. I guess I'll have to like color correct it. Right? Color correct. Color correct. All right, so here's a tool I don't use that often. I don't really have a need to use this often. But we need to take the cityscape and make it very dark. So I guess we'll lower the lift. Oh, and the and the gamma? No, I don't need to do the gamma. No, that's fine. Offset won't matter. This kind of looks similar to how it would be in the intro to the game. Trying to get that little doodad. Oh, okay. I need to definitely fix that. I did not see that part. Actually, no, it's weird because, like, it doesn't... Oh. Is that how long it's gotta be a fade in? That's bizarre. Okay, so now we gotta go into here. And yeah, we definitely gotta do that. All right, let's come back to here. Let's see how this looks. Also, this is in 640 by 480 resolution, even though I've like expanded it a bit. All right, I do need to lower the brightness for this. No, not the brightness, but the time for this, because I would like to okay. And what I might do is I might take this fade in and oh, hold on. Go back. I don't like it when Resolve likes to do that. All right, cool. And then I'll also put that at 0.2. That way. Cool. And then all I have to do now is just come over here, right? Oh, I think I made a fatal mistake and forgot to do something. No, it's fine. All right, so let's see this now, right? Okay, so I see one issue with this. I don't know if you've caught it. Maybe you have. Look at the sides. So I'm gonna have to zoom this in 1.02. What that also means is I have to zoom in the title sequence by 1.02 to, you know, line it up right. Cool. So now we're going to go back to the start and then watch the whole thing again. There's a lot of rewatching when it comes for me doing this. This is also why it takes a while, because I edit in sequence normally. So I don't just cut ahead and get certain things and then come back and do other stuff. I edit very linearly as the video's going, because I feel like when you edit linearly, you can come up with jokes earlier in the video that kind of work themselves through the rest of the video. Like sound effects, for instance. You can have sound effects basically like get introduced early in a video as like a joke, and then yeah, I guess. I mean, the nice thing is that I listen to my music nonstop. So like if I ever made a video of my own music, I wouldn't be tired of it because I'm just weird like that. I listen to Genesis every single day, a band that has less than 200 songs to their discography. So like, I don't know. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna be honest with you. I like that. That's actually kind of cool. You know, I've had a thought. I'm gonna have to fish for the file. But you know the hexagram, right? You should know it. It's usually in the background every time I stream a game from this fucking franchise. But the one with Loki in the middle. I've always thought about maybe like implementing that in some capacity. Even when I get to like newer titles like the newer Persona games, or like Soul Hackers has it in the game itself. But even like Soul Hackers 2, maybe even like the Raito stuff, because like they still use that logo in Japan. I think it fits like the series a lot better than the pentagram type of thing that we got with what was the first game that had that? SMT3, and then Persona 3 had it very prominently on the box in the US, even though I think I am glad with I am glad with the re-release of Persona 3 on modern consoles with Reload. I am glad that they went back with something that's similar to the original box art for the original PS2 version. I think that is a very good decision, because that Persona 3 box art for the PS3 in Japan is very nice and not weird abstract stuff like the one in the US. I don't know why they did that in the US. There's an art to box art, right? Well, no shit, it's an art. But like, oh, we don't want snow. Get the snow out of here. I have enough snow coming down this week. But like good. Let's talk about like good box art for like Megami Tensei, right? Majin Tensei 2. Have I shown you that box art? I haven't. Hold on. Oh, I don't want to make myself disappear. I want to make all that disappear. I gotta show you the Majin Tensei 2 box art. This shit slaps so goddamn hard. Hold on. I have a directory in my Gianto drive, quite literally called Megami Tensei in the Japanese characters. that I can always fish for. All right, here we go. So Majin Tensei 2. Oh. Yeah. All right. So Majin Tensei 2 has this as the fucking box art. What a fucking piece of art. And then on the back of the box, we have this. That's the spiral of the spiral nemesis. You got, I think, chaos on the chaos on the left and law on the right. It is in a little hourglass just going in. This art goes unfathomably hard. And then Kaneko did the artwork for the first game, which is a very kind of like straightforward type of design. But I think it's fine. Yeah, this is Kaneko's art for the first game. Because he did the protagonist, Atsuya and Mio here. Although she's wearing a green coat in the box art, but she wears a red coat in the game. Also, you get to see the very seldomly seen helmet of Atsuya. He does have a helmet. I still don't understand how the leg pads work. They don't really make a lot of sense, but oh well. Oh, there's like additional things I forgot to make for the armor. All right, hold on. I've just now like noticed this. Let's zoom in on this. Very zoom in. It's like, is that shadows? I think that's shadows. All right, never mind. Can I say I like the older Kaneko art a lot more than like the kind of like porcelain doll-esque type stuff of the newer titles? I know it probably comes down to like both like the colorist, because Kaneko, as far as I'm aware, doesn't actually color the art specifically, he just mainly does like the line art, and there's someone else that does the coloring. Although he started doing it more during the 3D era, or when SMT1, 2, and F had their re-releases for the PlayStation. And also the Majin Tensei logo, which is a variant on the Loki logo. Very chrome. Very, very chrome. I think this does show up in the second game. Maybe. Not entirely sure. But I gotta get the hexagram. Oh, you know where the hexagram is? It's on my computer here. I don't normally do this, but we're gonna actually insert an image during. Well, actually, no, I don't have to do that. Hold on. Let me double check which one it is in the other scene before I go about doing this. Oh, it's still up actually. Is it 13? It's 13. All right, cool. So we're going to add image 13 again. Oh, cool. It's still faded out. I can't edit this, by the way, because it's going to fuck it up on the other scene. Yeah, you can vaguely see it. But the hexagram, I was feeling like maybe it would be kind of interesting to maybe implement this into the In Order series, even for like newer titles, again, like the Persona games and whatnot, just to remind people, hey, this is Megami Tensei we're playing through, in case you didn't know. I don't know. What do you think? What do you think on that? We gotta make sure people know that This promo is for a Megami Tensei game being played on a fine quality live stream. I have it at an angle on the actual like proper scene. I think Kaneko did do this because that looks like a very Kaneko face. That is, again, supposed to be Loki from Digital Devil's Story specifically. Well, for the spinoff, maybe for Catherine, because Catherine has characters that show up in. I know it's supposed to be as a cameo, but as far as I'm aware, there's a lot of like commonality with like elements for Catherine that it kind of makes sense to be called a Megami Tensei game. Mach X, I'm planning on using it for, even though it technically isn't part of it. We're still including it as part of the playthrough series. Metaphor is kind of on its own. It has a lot of commonality with it, and it shares a lot of stuff with it. But that seems to be a bit more of a celebration of Atlas game, more than it's a Megami Tensei game. There is a lot of like, it does kind of hit like the same kind of tones and whatnot as like a Megami Tensei game, whether it be more of the regular like Megami Tensei stuff. I mean, there's a very strong Persona vibe influence in it, but that's just because the person that made the game made the Persona games. It makes sense for that to be there. But there is a bit of an actual like proper Megami Tensei kind of vibe to it so far. It's definitely like a Last Bible vibe. I get a little bit of a Last Bible vibe with it, and that's not just because it's like a fantasy type game. Like, there's a reason I call it Last Bible 4, despite it not actually being Last Bible. But yeah, it is more a general celebration of Atlas as a company, because they have been around for quite literally 40 years at this point. I think they were also founded in 1986. Just as the franchise for Megami Tensei turns 40 this year as well. As of March. Yeah. Turns 40 as of March. I think it's like March 6th, 1986. Was when Digital Devil's Story was originally published in Japan. It's wild to think that like this franchise is like, yeah, almost 40. I know they like, Atlas really only considers it to be starting in like 91, because, you know, that's when they own the franchise at that point, because the first two games, at least the Atlas made, were published by Namco specifically. And even Koyaku Megami Tensei has a Namco thing listed on it as well. Even though I think Atlas published it for Koyaku Megami Tensei. I might be wrong on that. But yeah, the franchise technically starts in 86 with the books. Well, there's no technically to it. It just outright starts in 86. But yeah, let's watch this again. I just want to see if there's like anything else I can add to this. That's pretty good. I wish I had the SMTF files, but I edited that back when this machine still had Windows as the main OS, so I can't really like show that. But I did have to use like a weird setting in DaVinci Resolve to get the sky to like move at the frame rate that it does in the game. Like, that was that one was very weird because, like, I could have probably just used the stuff in the game itself, but I decided to just take like a still image of the sky and then just marquee it and then just move it slowly, and it looked like it worked out fine. Hello, hellhounds. House is full of silicon fumes. Yeah, you need to get out. Get out. Don't want to breathe in silicon. That'll fuck you up. That will fuck you up. We're talking about older Megami Tensei promos that I've edited. It would be neat to go back and do like even though there's like no need to really do that, it would be neat to like go back and make promos for earlier games that I haven't done them for. I think the first promo was for SMT2. Yeah, I've only done these for like 3 games so far. This is the 4th one. Oh, like imagine like one for SMT1, especially considering it's iOS and it does cut out early. I have to use like the Game Boy specific version of it. Yeah, I would have to use the Game Boy version because the intro is actually a little bit faster on iOS. Anyway, we gotta add the text now. Gotta add the text. So we're gonna lower our scene here. So prior to this game, I was using a particular font called. Also, to do the type in effect, we have to use the text plus specifically. So we'll add in the text here. So 1996. ... What is it? I'm gonna have to copy this. I don't think it has to be like a 1-to-1. It probably needs to be a 1-to-1. Let me go to my accessibility stuff. No. Character map. I don't have a character map app. That's fascinating. That should have came with Cinnamon, because it's a GNOME variant. Okay, we're not gonna spell it 1-to-1. It's a very on the nose game, this one is. And the things that we have to keep in mind when it comes to text for a Megami Tensei in Order promo is that the font that the text that I add in is going to be computer font no matter what game I'm doing. Even if it's like Persona 3, still going to be computer font because Digital Devil Story. So we used to use Dead CRT, which is a pretty neat font. I like this font. It's a cool font, right? Very cool, very neat font. But I found a better font that actually replicates the cover art. Oh yeah, and it also has to be blood red. Has to be blood red. That is the other requirement for the font for Megami Tensei in Order. So yeah, we have this, and we had Dead CRT prior, but I found this font as part of the checkered fonts pack that I bought. A bunch of royalty-free fonts. It's like $45, and I got like over 100 fonts for it. But there's one called withheld data. And this font, I really think you could use this for like making a proper like English version of like the Digital Devil Story Megami Tensei novel cover if you wanted. Like it really looks like that font. Like if I was to go remove this for a second, right? And then I just type in, it looks like the font from the novel. And also a reminder that Megami Tensei in Japan is still referred to as Digital Devil's Story, even like to this day. Like SMT1, if you look at the title sequence in Japan for the Japanese versions, it's Shin Digital Devil's Story, which is a pretty neat note. All right, so yeah, we add this. And yes, again, I know there's no accent on the E. I don't have a character map at the moment. I'm going to have to copy and paste it later. I literally copied the phrase coup d'etat from the Majin Tensei 2 page on the Megami Tensei wiki. Because I could not remember how to fucking spell coup d'etat in terms of like accents. Because with my phone, I would have the tick going this way. No, that's not how that works. It's going this way. So with this one, we need to stretch it out like that. Yeah, except I can't grab that because the chat is on a separate computer. I have the Linux machine restricted to one monitor. Just to make it easier for me to capture stuff, because sometimes I would open stuff up and it would show up on the big monitor, and then it would act weird when I mainly had to do it for Quake, because if I had two monitors set up, if it would kill the monitor that the game was running in when I exit it. But if I have it only on just one monitor, it doesn't do it. All right, so I actually have to time this to the music. So there's this waveform here, right? This one right here. You see how it has like a little bit of a spike there? This is where we actually start to put the text in. So I'm gonna put that at 0, and then we're gonna come over here and then lock that in at 0 just to be safe. And then 1996. Cool. I do not have a lot of time to actually put this text in, so. Well, actually, no, I don't want to do it in that early. All right, hold on. I need to. Oh no, I do want to do it there. We'll do it here instead. All right, and then we'll hit this. And then I'll do this. Right? And then we'll hit this again. And then we'll just fill it out. Now, this is not the exact same timing as the promo video. This is just to show an example, you know. That's the problem with that, because I have to time it for when the Flurity shows up. And since I didn't see when the Flurity showed up, I need to cut it here. So this is the cutoff point, because as soon as the Flurity shows up, the screen has to be empty, right? Actually, that might work out fine, actually. Yeah. And then this is where the general usual like promotional text shows up, which is, well, you'll see. And the nice thing about the withhold text is, the withheld data font is that I can actually have capital letters, right? So we can have Megami Tensei, parentheses, in order. And this is game 9. Because we do not count Telenet Megami Tensei as part of the main series. That's a weird spinoff. Well, I can't really say spinoff. It's the odd one out of all the games, because it wasn't made or published by Atlas, or had Atlas like having input. Actually, I can't even say that, because Telenet and Atlas collaborated in each of their games. Okay, so for people that are unaware, Telenet Japan and Atlas both made a Megami Tensei game at the same time, and they decided to flip the genres on their heads for the respective versions. So for the Famicom, since that's mostly known for action titles, Atlas decided to do a first-person dungeon crawler, right? And the PC-88 and the MSX and whatnot, Japanese home computers at the time were known for having role-playing games and whatnot. So they decided to flip it on that head and have a Gauntlet clone. Megami Tensei 1 Telenet Edition is more or less a Gauntlet clone. I still recommend playing it. I would recommend, if you do play it, play the FM7, Fujitsu FM7. I think that's the best version of the game. You can actually move diagonally, and it's not a seizure-inducing mess, and also it's not the MSX version. I think the MSX version is not that great. It is the original version of the game, and it is one of the few versions with an actual English translation to it. And by that, I mean it's the only version with an English translation, but it doesn't matter what model of MSX you run it on. The game is the same between all of them. And I have to say that because if you have a more newer MSX version of a machine that has beefier specs and whatnot, usually there's like bonus capabilities that you can get out of some games. Not this one. Not this one. It's the same version the whole time. You have an FM sound card in your MSX, too fucking bad. You're getting PSG audio whether you like it or not. That's why I like the PC-88, the Sharp X1, which is the version that I have, and the Fujitsu FM7. All three of those versions have FM audio. It runs a little bit better. It's still a mess. But I also have to remind you that Wolf Team's Valis won, because Wolf Team made the original Valis. That also came out on the MSX originally as well. It's just, I think the team that worked on like the MSX version of Valis is actually pretty decent. It's just, yeah, the Megami Tensei version for the MSX is kind of meh. I mean, it's worth playing at least for like a historical value. It is quite literally the very first Megami Tensei game. But yeah, gonna head to bed before midnight. Okie doke, Thrin. Have a good night. We're not gonna go for super much longer. I kind of had this stream kind of figured out to be like 2.5 hours. There's not really much I can do in regards to like, you know, a 30-second promotional video. But I at least wanted to have something streamed tonight before, because this is supposed to be a creative stream, you know, and this is a creative thing. I may have made the actual video earlier today, but it's neat to at least go into like my video making process. I really need to get back to actually editing proper videos because I would like to actually open up like commission stuff, because like I could do like little promotional things. I can't do anything like super flashy, you know, like motion graphics or whatnot. I'm a very traditional editor, you know. And I say that, it makes it seem like I'm like splicing film and whatnot. I like doing stuff that doesn't involve like a lot of super flashy stuff, you know. I think like a lot of like super flashy and like very movement intensive stuff kind of detracts from like the initial subject matter. I don't know. I have been PM'd. Hold on. Oh my god, I've been asked if we can watch Mission Impossible. Oh no. Hold on, I have to respond to this. This is an actual like groundbreaking DM I've been given. Mission Impossible is an absolutely terrible film. It's made by the same director as what is it? Seven Kids and a Grandfather or something. I forgot the absolute name of the film, but it's from the same director as that. I'm gonna have to ask the pivotal question of when are you looking to show it? I do need to rewatch Mission Impossible at some point because there are like certain elements. For some reason, you're gonna look at me weird when I say this, and I'm not joking when I say this. This is an actual plot point in the film. There's piss involved at some point, but not in the way that you're probably thinking. It's like some like comedic scene, and for some reason, there's just piss involved. I don't get it. Why is this movie about dogs? Okay, I remember why I blotted this movie out of my brain. Gotta get that movie blotted out of my brain after I rewatch it. Hold on. Okay. So let's see. Let's add the text here. So we're doing withheld data. If I use the right mouse, withheld data. We're gonna do blood red. And this one, I gotta make sure that we anchor to the right. And I gotta see how much of this is actually cut off. That's pretty cut off. All right, let's lower that a bit more. There we go. I want to make sure it's high enough. I should put stuff so it's Megami Tensei in Order Game 9. Since the title is in mostly Japanese, I should probably actually put the name of the title. So it's not Megami Tensei, it's Majin Tensei 2 Spiral Nemesis, and that is actually how it's like titled in all caps. And then for Fridays, I said I was going to do this. So in the game, there's an acronym. Fridays is an acronym. I don't know what it is at the moment, but I know it is an acronym. And there's a hyphen in between Fry and Day. So we're going to make a bit of a reference right here to it. And then we do yeah, twitch.tv/tvcr_, which is where you're watching this video at the moment, unless you're watching it on YouTube. In that case, you should subscribe to my Twitch channel because I'm more active on Twitch than I am on YouTube. So, well, follow me on Twitch. I do try to stream 3 days a week. I have to mention this because I do know there's some people subbed to my YouTube for the VOD channel. There is a VOD channel, by the way, if you're not aware. !VOD gives you a link to the VOD channel. All right, so now we got to put in the write-in. And I would like to kind of have it finish by then. So we'll hit that here. And then we'll just do that there. And we'll see how long that takes. Oh, that's not gonna work. Or is it? No, that'll work. All right, so now if we go here, and I am gonna post this version of it on YouTube, not YouTube, on Blue Sky as well. Just show, hey, we recreated the video. And here's what it looks like. We added a few new things to it. Oh yeah, we're gonna add the music credit. We'll add that in a second. You're gonna find this funny. That's actually a little bit more legible than it is in the actual video. A little bit more. All right. Now we gotta add the music credit. Which is music. Was it AD 1995 story? By Hidehito Aoki. And then we put that in withheld data. Blood red. It's gotta be blood red. And then this text actually fades out a little bit sooner. And then we're just gonna lower it down. Oh, hold on. There we go. Oh, okay. Very nice. And then that's going to be not written in at the start, obviously. have it go to like 4 seconds in. And then a quick bit of a second fade out. Okay, cool. Let's see how that is now. Oh, it's not. There's your answer. It's not. Because I'm not selecting it correctly. All right. I guess we'll have this like fill out over the course of half a second. Yeah, I think over the course of half a second. Sorry, that crept up on me. Ooh, sorry. All right, so we're gonna move this back here again. Yeah, I think this is a lot better than the prior version. Yeah. And then that smash cut to just dark. Although it does look like some things are like cutting out early. Like the text. There we go. All right, cool. So I think that's basically it for that. We spent about almost 2 hours on this, but I don't really have anything much else after that. I don't really want to show off any of the stuff for the videos. I will show one thing. It's a very, very brief little snippet. I need to download it real quick onto this machine. But there's a brief little snippet from the Santa's Vacation video that I do want to actually show on here. It was a supporter exclusive, but I feel like I should show you this one little bit. This is all the non supporters are gonna get in terms of like hints for this video. You're not ready for this video, by the way. This video is going to probably be one of the longest videos I upload on my channel that is like a regularly edited video. Is it this one? I think it is. Okay, there's 2 things from this I need to show you. So I'm gonna make this stuff disappear for a moment, so I can get this because I have to open up Discord on this machine. I keep forgetting I don't use. I have it set through Flatpak. Okay, so we're going to support our work in progress. So there's 2 clips I would like to show you. Or 1 clip I would like to show you. 5 minutes to probably the last ad break of the stream. This is going to be like one of those like morning stream lengths. This is not going to be like super long. I like how I labeled this one clickbait.movie. Okay, I got to make sure I keep that up. And then Okay, I will actually show this one as well. Okay, so there's an image from the Ode to Zelda video. There's an image from the uh Santa's Vacation video, and then there's a little snippet of a clip from Santa's Vacation video. I need to actually spool that up real quick. You're probably going to hear a little bit of the audio from it. Don't worry. Not spoiling much. Oh. Don't want to spoil that too much. All right, so first image. You may have recalled a message on the Bird app, a post on the Bird app from way long ago, from a one politician known as Ted Cruz regarding a cow made of butter. We're talking about the fact that Link's sword in this video looks like it's made of butter, and I instantly thought of this post because it is the most ludicrous thing I think I've ever seen on the Bird app back in the day, before the hellscape truly began. And yeah, Link's just remarking that his daughter's first word was butter. I had to make sure I did not have Ted Cruz seen in this image in any way, shape, or form. Anyway, MILF Lover 25. MILF Lover 25. Can I point out that this is not the silliest thing in this video for Ode to Zelda? You what? You wait. This is gonna be the next video like the next big video. I'm gonna try to have some smaller videos throughout leading up to this one. This one's gonna take a while. There's a lot of audio mixing and editing that is involved with this video. This was the easiest thing to make for this video, if you could believe it. And yeah, MILF Lover 25. Also, Harold. You got Harold and MILF Lover 25. Whoop. Forgot to close that, but you saw a little bit of a sneak peek in the supporter lounge. Which again, you can take a look at all the contents in with that with a Twitch sub or a $5 coffee membership. All right, anyway, the clip in question. This is from Santa's Vacation. This is a game that you can buy on Steam. I think this came out in 2017. I spent way too much money on this game. And we played this for, and I'm not joking when I say this, 3 fucking hours. This is a 3-hour recording. This is why you did not get a second video during Christmas of 2025. Because there's just so much fucking footage. I am not even halfway done editing this video. That is how much footage is in this fucking video. Also, Hanna-Barbera stock noises. That's the common thing between Ode to Zelda and this video. But anyway, this is a scene from it. I'm gonna play it out, and then we're gonna go very slowly through it. Notice very carefully. Okay, did you catch that? Did you catch that? All right, so we have the penguin here, right? The penguin. Right? So we hit the penguin with Santa's cane. Does that pose for some reason. Goes flying in the air. All right, so they're right there. I'm so sorry that you had to see this penguin's bottom for a moment, but don't worry. It's worth it. It's worth it. All right, so gets hit, right? And then immediately is off in the distance. Farther ahead. It's the same penguin, by the way. This fucking video game. All right, so I need to find a little bit more time, something to look at. How about we just talk? Everyone doing well? Obviously, I'm not. I'm going through the worst month of my fucking life at the moment. But like, everyone doing well on your own ends? Hopefully, weather isn't like too bad for you. A lot of winter weather coming out during the on the eastern seaboard of the U.S. at the moment. Actually, let me go grab my phone. I need to look at the weather because I actually have to drive in this shit over the next week. Where is my phone? Here it is. All right, so I grabbed my phone. Let's take a look at the weather here. Oh, thank goodness my cover for a tungsten sea has been shipped. I bought another PDA. This is the one with the actual keyboard, so. And this will probably be the last one. Unless this TX dies on me and I'm going to have to get an E2. Again, we'll have to see. But the weather. It's going to be mostly freezing most nights. I did see the temperature for next Tuesday get down to, I think, 9 Fahrenheit. Which for our friends on the metric system, which I can actually calculate this using my handsprings calculator because it has actual like conversions on it, if you can believe it. Yeah, weight temperature. It was 9 Fahrenheit, which is negative 12.7 Celsius. Brr. Very cold. I bet the wind chill's not going to make it any better. Like, what? How much wind are they predicting? I won't know yet. But for today, they're predicting 13 mile an hour wind gusts, and it's 29 right now, so it's gonna feel very cold. Best as you can, given circumstances. I mean, sometimes you just gotta get as good as you can, These streams, I will be honest with you, definitely cheer my day up. I know sometimes it seems like I'm just absolutely suffering with like the game I'm doing, but these streams do actually cheer me up, and it is fun to actually talk with people on the internet, It's not good to be just entirely by yourself, alone with your thoughts, Sometimes you have, a panic attack because you think of the inevitable march of time. That is an actual thing that happens to me sometimes. But, it's nice to actually talk with people. Is there people actually physically in the building? No, but as long as I can actually talk to someone, it definitely cheers me up and whatnot. But I do thank people for actually, stopping by for these streams. All right. Got 3 days of snow predicted. We'll get back to the video in a second. We're just taking a slight break. Was it 2 inches of rain, 1 inch, 0.2 inches of rain, 0.1 on Friday next week. Oh no, sorry, this Friday. Saturday is 5 inches of snow and 0.15 inches of wintry mix. Good luck cleaning my fridge out. There's barely anything in it to begin with. I have a lot of dry stuff, and like a lot of stuff that doesn't need to be refrigerated. Okay, fam. Okay, fam. Not you. I'm looking at the weather app. It's saying 14 inches of snow on Sunday. I fucking believe that when I see it. 14 inches of snow in North Carolina. Puh. That's like an absolute goddamn standstill. There could be like a light dusting outside and people are like crashing their cars everywhere. What I'm saying is driving in North Carolina sucks. Very much. All right, so again, we're going to play this again. We may be getting near that point where we can actually like push this out. Be like, this is good enough to render. Unless there's like any other suggestions anyone has. So I'll play it back again. It's the same length as the original video, 32 seconds. A little bit of a smash cut to black just to allow it to hit the time. Any suggestions that people may have? I don't know if I'd do like the Loki hexagram for this video. Maybe a future one. I think I have been thinking about ahead of time for SMT3. You know how like in the US they have like the dark red background, and for like I think Europe it's like the white background, or maybe that's the Maniacs cover, I can't remember. But the original cover for SMT3 it's very blue and the red logo. Shin Megami Tensei logo. I want to go with a blue motif for that video. I've just thought about that ahead of time. I've been like racking my brain as well about how to approach SMT9, because we are going to be playing SMT9 on the stream. There's a lot of prep work needed for that. I have to get my Xbox in a fashion that I can actually play Japanese titles on it. I have an original model Xbox. You can tell because it has the has the fan on the GPU heatsink. And yeah, I just got to get it working with that. And oh yeah, last Bible special. Just so it's mentioned on stream, because I didn't mention it because this is kind of development that happened between then and now. I'm going to be able to properly capture the game on actual real hardware. I have basically ordered a Game Gear that has VGA out on it. So I will be able to directly plug into my OSSC and capture just direct. Oh, I might actually be able to connect in the SCART. Because I have that VGA to SCART connector. I forgot about that. Or cable. Yeah, I'll be able to capture straight from the Game Gear into my capture setup. I should play through Last Bible Special and Last Bible for the Game Gear. A lot easier. I won't have to resort to trying to emulate that. I want to limit emulation as little as possible, which at the moment I think the only game that we're gonna actually have to do that with is Jack Bros, just because of the difficulty of capturing content on a Virtual Boy. Number one being owning a Virtual Boy. I mean, I could probably buy a Virtual Boy and then just point a camera, like a composite camera, down the thing and then just look at the feed on like a TV. I don't think that would be fun for you, though. I think that would be a bit of an annoying mess. So that might be the only thing I have to use the emulator on. Ugh. Just out of necessity. Unless for some reason I can come across like a consoleized version of the Virtual Boy that I could buy, or the person that does mods for the Virtual Boy for doing television out decides to do that. I know, like, I think Liz Star is like one of the few people that I'm aware of that actually has a copy of like a Virtual Boy that actually can do TV out. I saw it in use at Cuso Grande at AGDQ 23. Yeah, AGDQ 23. She brought it to the event, and then let Cuso Grande use it, because I know Waterworld was the game being played on it. Definitely follow Liz Star if you haven't. Very good retro streamer. I think doesn't really do a lot of runs for GDQ at this point, but she definitely has a very decent backlog of runs and whatnot. And also I think it's involved with Cuso Grande as well. I'm like trying to remember what she's involved with. I know she's GDQ staff as well. Yeah, that's the one thing I can remember. I can definitely remember off the top of my head. All right. Anyway, also has played a couple of Megami Tensei games for achievements, 1 and 2, and SMT 1 that I'm aware of. Anyway, let's get this video rendered out, because I don't really have much else to really do with it. Now, we do have to edit this a little bit. Oh, no, timeline resolution, but that's with the custom stuff. I wanted to make a YouTube edit of this. You think you found the actual DDS font? Need to set this to 640. 640 by 480. Because I can't set it to use the timeline resolution. I can set it to Academy resolution. Don't know if I have any need for that. Okay. I think this is all I need to do. And then we're gonna name it AFQLS, which is obviously a fine quality live stream. Majin Tensei edit. Just to signify this is our version that we worked on the stream. And then we just render it. I think withheld data really gets close enough to it, though. Even if it's not like a 1-to-1. I think it gets very close to it. All right. Well, we're not going to end just yet. We are going to cut to the desk, and you're going to hear the ending music, but we're not done just yet. We're not done just yet, all right? I just want to have some music going, because it's been just me talking with nothing in the background. And I'm not on the screen. Shows you what I know. Anyway. We're not done. We're not done. We're not done. Just want to sit here for a little bit, kind of reflect on the month so far. I can definitely do the re-render. Orbit B. Let me take a look at this. That does look pretty close. Let me see when that was originally made. Orbit B font. Designed in 1972, 1972, so it probably is the font. At least for the books. The problem is the it doesn't actually show it on the wiki, which is a shame. Yeah, it doesn't show it on the wiki. God, I'm still reminded of that, of the cover art for, whew. Get ready for these fucking titles. Megami Tensei Kicks Persona 3, which is one of the few times you will see the word, the Megami Tensei logo and the Persona logos in the same picture. And then there's also Megami Tensei Chaining Soul Persona 3, which does have a really good title screen, I will say that. Which again, one of the few times you'll see that. Also, it's a Bejeweled clone for Japanese feature phones. It's such a jarring image, you know, because you almost never see those images together, you know, or those logos together, and they're there. Also, yes, the font is Orbit B. The font is Orbit B. I wouldn't mind actually buying the font. Because it'll be royal. Is it royalty free for this? Hold on. What can I actually use this for? What would this qualify as? Desktop or no, digital ad? I don't know. Yeah, that's the weird thing about that is because that's like an actual font from like a foundry that isn't royalty free. There's no personal use. That's the thing. I mean, desktop might be worth it because there's desktop, web font. No, that would be if you're using it on a web page. Digital ad email is, I think, if you're using it for the purposes of a promotional thing. So, I mean, even then, it's like 1 million impressions. Do you think I'm gonna have 1 million impressions on like a fucking video? I don't think I am, but I'll go back later and look into that. In fact, I'm gonna bookmark this page. I will say though, actually, hold on. No, yeah, the withheld data is basically like an alternate version of this font. It looks very close now that I'm looking at it. I might just stick with withheld data because I already own the font in terms of like I've bought it and I have the royalty-free use for it. So yeah, I think I might just use withheld data. I think it does it. It does what I need. In fact, hold on, font. Mate font viewer, please. Thank you. Wait, let me look at this capital T. Okay, it's a little bit different. But you can definitely tell that this is like what it's based on. Yeah, the capital T, the W has like one less like little like raised part in the inside. The thinness in the V, yeah. I think for like the purposes of what we're using it for, I think like withheld data is kind of fine. At some point, I would... Why is that up there? I got rid of that earlier. Hold on. Let me get rid of that. We're past AGDQ. Where's the fucking source? Here it is. There you go. But yeah, I can look into this. I need to see like which particular licensing options. I do not want to step on toes for that. But I am definitely considering that. I just need to wait for another paycheck. Not this next one, because that's a rent paycheck. And then probably the one after that, I can purchase the licensing for that font. But yeah, definitely considering. Definitely considering. Anyway, I think we are at the point in the stream where I should probably wrap up, shouldn't I? I don't know. I'm kind of on the fence, you know? I feel like there's like other stuff we can do. The stream was kind of like, I wasn't expecting to be done as quick as I did. So like, I'm kind of done like way earlier than I was expecting. I was hoping this would be like 2.5 hours and we're like a couple minutes under. I don't know. Yeah. But, yeah, stream schedule should hopefully be the same as I was expecting it to be before this kind of tragedy kind of crept up suddenly. So yeah, Wednesday we'll start a little bit earlier. We'll do some PC Engine stuff, just to see what games I could potentially look into. So far, my current little things I want to look into was Silent Debuggers, which is an FPS for the system. Was it Mashin Hiro Wataru? Or also known in the US as Keep Courage in Alpha Zones. What other games do I have here in terms of like physical games that aren't CD? Jiseika Necromancer. Power League 3 isn't speedrunnable. Get out of here. Maybe Bravo Man. Energy is energy. And then Gamola Speed. I need more hue cards for this system. For speed running. I may have to take a visit to that store in Greensboro. I'll have to see. But that's for a later date, and for right now, I should probably see who's live on Twitch right now. I'm probably gonna be conked out in the morning. I have to see. Oh, Ruby's live. You know what? We'll, I think we'll host Ruby. Let me see how long she's been going for before I commit to that. She's been going for a long time, then I'm not gonna do that just because I don't want to accidentally. Okay, it looks like she's in the middle of playing a game, so I think we'll definitely do that then. Yeah, because everyone else has been streaming for about as long. Yeah. Alright, well, I'm going to get you set up to send you over to Ruby. As a reminder, the raid message is hello, TBCR smile. I can't really type it in chat at the moment because I only have the one monitor and I have the thing up here. But yeah, while I get you set up to send you over to Ruby, as always, if you'd like to keep up to date with this fine quality live stream and you're not doing it at the moment, and you thought the stream was pretty interesting and maybe you want to watch more creative stuff. We don't do a lot of creative stuff on stream. I'm trying to do more. It's just I'm trying to learn stuff in the background, like art, 2D and 3D stuff. And I want to kind of like learn that in the background first and then maybe come back to it on stream, because I don't know, when I do it on stream, it seems like I'm kind of like aimlessly wandering when I do it. I don't know. But yeah, we have some creative stuff. I am primarily a speedrunner, though. So we have some speedrunning streams. There's also a lot of other, like, casual gameplay stuff. Megami Tensei every Friday when I can. And a bit more. And if you're following on here, make sure you also join the Fine Quality Discord down below. There's a bunch of channels on there. We have a Megami Tensei channel. There's also the art club for the artists there. There's also Japanese and European home computers. I do own quite a bit of computers. I have 3 Amigas. I have 3 PC 98s, a 9801 VX, and then 2 9821s. Was it CS2 and CX3? Yeah. I own 2 Sharp X1s. Only one is working, though, and a Sharp X68000. I also own a Texas Instruments 94/A. I haven't got it working properly, but I'll get it working at some point. Apple IIc. I also haven't got it working. I don't have a power supply for it at the moment. And a whole bunch of Macintoshes because I like old Macs. Old Macs are pretty neat. Newer Macs, I mean, the hardware's kind of neat, but the software is kind of garbage in a lot of ways. That's just my opinion, though. So, like, you may have a different opinion in regards to that. But we have a channel for those Macs if you like to talk about Macs and Linux and Haiku and whatnot, and the Windows hellscape that we're currently in. And a bunch of other channels. And if you're a supporter of the Fine Quality live stream via Twitch sub or recurring $5 coffee membership, you get access to that support allowance, which has a bunch of content, early access to any videos I publish onto YouTube, work in progress stuff. There's also a behind the scenes channel, so you get to see some of the fucked hardware implementations I have to do to get this damn stream off the ground some days. And a bit more. And also, there'll probably be an exclusive stream for followers on the Discord at some point in the future. I do want to do, like, an exclusive at some point. And what else is there? You can find a link to that coffee down below. There's also a throne if you'd like to buy an item on my to-do list before I get to it. That is what my throne is, essentially, is my to-do list. Items on that list will inevitably get bought. But if you like to beat me to the punch, then there's the way to go. And fine-quality.website. Not only is it my Blue Sky handle, it is an actual website. You can go on it. It's very HTML2-ish. We have links to my social media at the top. We have an embed of the stream in the middle. Check your extensions if you don't see it, like Privacy Badger in your ad block. And then we have contact information at the bottom and a link to coaster credits, which I still need to get into my admin panel so I can actually add the Great America rides. I'm still thinking about my thoughts about those rides. I really need to take another visit to Great America. I could potentially do it this year. Maybe. We'll have to see. It's a logistical issue, though, because I have to do Uber to the area, and then I gotta book a hotel, and then, you know, I gotta walk to the park because I'm not gonna take an Uber to the park. There's hotels in that area and whatnot. Anyway, I'm rambling. Anyway, yeah, there's my website. You can take a look at some of the official TV Sierra stuff. And with that in mind, I'm gonna send you over to Ruby. I hope everyone has a good evening. I will see you back here Wednesday, probably afternoon, evening, with some PC Engine speed investigations, speedrun investigations, speed investigations. But until then, take care. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.